When Meghan Markle meets hard-hitting journalism, the explosive interview that took a shocking turn. If you thought you've seen it all when it comes to Meghan Markle, think again. Meghan stormed off the set of Stephen Colbert's show, and this confrontation went from tense to downright explosive in a matter of minutes. What was supposed to be a standard promotional appearance quickly escalated into an unforgettable showdown where Meghan's carefully crafted public image collided with Stephen's tough, no-holds-barred questioning. It all started innocently enough. Meghan walked onto the stage with her usual poise, looking perfectly polished in a cream blazer. The studio audience was buzzing with excitement, anticipating a light-hearted conversation about her charitable efforts and latest projects. But Stephen had a different agenda in mind. From the first question, it was clear this wasn't going to be the soft promo spot Meghan might have hoped for. As the conversation shifted towards her and Harry's transition away from royal duties, Stephen hit her with a direct question. You're trying to build a media empire while maintaining royal ties? How do you respond to the idea that you're keeping the best of both worlds? Meghan's calm smile faltered for a split second before she got her media training back in check, responding with the usual talk about service and amplifying important voices. But Stephen didn't back down. He went straight to the core. At what point does sharing personal details become oversharing? The tension in the room became palpable. Meghan's usual grace seemed to crack under the pressure of Stephen's tough questions. She quickly tried to pivot, claiming her sharing wasn't oversharing. It was about speaking truth to power. But Stephen was relentless, pressing her about how much of her truth seemed to come with lucrative deals. Deals built around personal pain and family struggles. From Oprah interviews to Netflix documentaries. The question that pushed her over the edge? How does your platform, built on these deeply personal stories, align with the royal titles you've kept? Meghan's response was defensive, claiming that her titles came with responsibility, not just privilege, but you could feel the cracks beginning to show. Things escalated when Stephen brought up the timing of her family's revelations, asking whether she considered the impact on the royal family, especially when King Charles was battling cancer during some of the most public moments. Meghan, her composure visibly slipping, responded with anger, accusing Stephen of attacking her rather than asking legitimate questions. As the interview went on, the questions got sharper, and the tension in the studio grew. Stephen was trying to draw out answers, asking tough questions about the business side of her activism. Meghan's defense? She argued that she was using her platform for good, focusing on important causes like racial justice and mental health. But Stephen didn't back down, pointing out how everything seemed to be filtered through her personal experience, as if every cause she took on was ultimately about her. That was the breaking point for Meghan. "How dare you?" she shot back, her voice quivering with rage. "You're suggesting that talking about trauma and racism is opportunistic." But Stephen, cool and composed, pointed out how she had monetized her struggles, and he asked if she ever considered that her choices may be the reason for the backlash, not just her race or gender. It was at that moment that the tension hit its peak. Meghan was visibly trembling, her emotions raging as she snapped, "I came here thinking we would have a respectful conversation, but you're just attacking me." Stephen, unfazed, pressed further, reminding her that her public narrative was always centered around her personal experiences. As Meghan's frustration boiled over, she finally stood up and declared, "This interview is over." And just like that, Meghan walked off the stage, leaving Stephen sitting in stunned silence. The audience was left in shock as she stormed off, and Stephen, looking a bit shaken but still composed, addressed the camera. "I guess that's tonight's show, folks." The most explosive part of the interview? Meghan's refusal to answer the tough questions, instead choosing to walk away in anger. Did Meghan have every right to walk out, Or did Stephen have a responsibility to push her harder on the choices she's made? This was a moment of raw emotion, not just a celebrity interview, and it left everyone wondering, how much of Meghan's public narrative is truly about advocacy, and how much is about the brand she's built around her pain? This moment will definitely go down in history as one of the most intense celebrity interviews ever, revealing a side of Meghan Markle that few have seen before.